The hottest seat in the NFL might be in Arizona, and it's not even summer anymore. Welcome back to Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law. If you're already part of the squad, I appreciate you for riding with us since day one. And if you're new here, smash the sub button. It really helps out the channel. And the more we grow, the better content we can bring you guys every single day. Bird Gang, let's get right to it. Because there's only one answer to that. There's only one answer to what I just said here in the intro. And yes, it is in Arizona. All right. We're diving into a harsh reality check here for the Arizona Cardinals. Because if you go back to July, back to the start of training camp, this team, this franchise, this fan base, we had real hope, right? Legitimate belief that 2025 might finally be the year the rebuild takes off. Arizona knew the division was tough. The Rams loaded up again. The Seahawks built a nasty defense and had Sam Darnold at quarterback, which, let's be honest, way better than Geno Smith. Not awesome, not like incredible, but still way better than Geno Smith, right? And the 49ers brought Robert Saleh back to fix the issues that buried them last season. By the way, incredibly clutch hire for the defense over there. Imagine Robert Saleh as our defensive coordinator. We'd be nasty with his defense. But either way, the NFC West is always going to be a war zone. But the Cardinals, they believe they were ready for a fight to fight that fight, right? 2 early wins reinforced that hope. The building felt different. The organization felt different. The NFL was looking at us different. And then the wheels violently fell off, like just in the worst way possible. After those 2 wins, 5 straight losses. Suddenly the hype got quiet. The confidence faded until the Cowboys game. Cardinals walked into AT&T Stadium and absolutely smacked the out of the Cowboys. Fans looked at each other and said, wait, are we back? Did we just turn the corner? Are we about to run down Seattle and San Francisco? Can this team steal a wild card spot? It wasn't crazy to believe. With help from around the league, if the Cardinals had beaten Seattle and San Fran in back-to-back weeks, the entire season changes. But instead, the illusion evaporated very quickly. Seattle took Arizona out behind the woodshed. The Niners followed up with another beating. Whatever corner the Cardinals were supposed to turn, they drove straight right back into a brick wall instead. So, Seattle's better. San Francisco's better. LA's absolutely better. Arizona's 3-7. Winless in the division at 0-4. Down 38-7 at halftime with Seattle. Down 35-10 entering the fourth quarter against San Francisco. And when you're down by 5 scores at halftime twice, numbers don't lie. Film don't lie. The season doesn't lie. The team is not competitive in the NFC West in the NFL. And we probably wouldn't be competitive in college football at this point. Not physically, not schematically, not in terms of execution, not in terms of coaching. This isn't rebounding. This is incredibly painful and violent regression at this point. Gannon is in year 3. Year 1, 4-13. Year 2, 8-9. All right, cool. Upward trajectory. Rebuild in motion. Great. Year 3, the minimum expectation was 10 wins. 10 wins, right? 10. You hit the 10 win, the rebuild is over. You're there. Right? Now you just got to keep adding small pieces here and there, changing the different things here and there, working with the team, getting that chemistry going, and the rebuild's done. Instead, we're absolutely staring at another double-digit loss season. And the Cowboys game that was supposed to be the spark is a distant memory now. Instead, we get 2 blowouts. Now, naturally, the heat has turned up on Gannon, and he knows it. After the Niners loss, he was asked directly, are you on the hot seat? And his answer was hilarious. Quote, not incontrollable for me. I didn't hire myself. I'm not going to fire myself. End quote. Bro, I wish I hired you so I could fire you. Jesus, because I'd have done it a long ass time ago. I would not have waited till now. Listen, that's not the answer you give when your program is thriving. That's the answer of a man who knows the ground on his feet is shaking. It's violently earthquake shaking for him. And the bigger problem is this. Gannon was brought here as a defensive mastermind. But we rank near the bottom in scoring defense. Near the bottom in sacks. Near the bottom in pressure. Near the bottom in takeaways. 25 points per game allowed. 19 sacks in 10 games. That's 1.9, almost 2 per game. Robert Saleh's replacement in Philly put up 78 sacks. Gannon's defense here, we're not even going to get there. There's no way. If you're hired for defense and your defense sucks, you're officially in borrowed time. The offensive line looks like a buffet line for opposing pass rushers. Receivers outside of tight end contributions rarely exists. The defense is missing tackles, missing assignments, missing identity. Outside of Calais Campbell, there is no pass rush, really, right? Like Walter Nolan's doing solid. Josh Sweat does well, although he gets hurt a little bit, right? Yeah, Jordan Burch quieted down quite a bit. But outside of Calais Campbell, there's no real heavy consistency in the pass rush. And if he doesn't get any help, he's not getting back there either, right? As far as the offensive line goes, by the way, we did hire a coach out of Ohio State, I think. That might have been a screw-up. Because he's coaching grown men, not children. Not saying he can't do it, I'm saying he hasn't done it, right? Look at the opposite drives against the Niners, okay? Punt. This is in order. Punt. Touchdown. Missed field goal. Punt. Interception. Punt. Interception. Fumble. That's a nightmare. It's incredible. What about the defense? This is what the Niners did against our defense. Touchdown. Touchdown. Punt. Field goal. Field goal. Field goal. Touchdown. How do you compete when you're down 3 to 4 scores by halftime every single week? You don't. You can't. Not even Patrick Mahomes can salvage that. Okay, not even Tom Brady can come back and salvage that. And he brought the Patriots back in the Super Bowl for probably the best win of his career. The Cardinals haven't sustained a head coach longer than 6 years in the last 40 years. Now, Arians, who I argue was probably the best coach we had, not Wisenhunt. I'm so glad he's gone. That guy got players killed. He got lucky. He got lucky getting us to the Super Bowl. That wasn't him. That was the players. All right, we had so many veterans on that team. They didn't need a head coach. That dude was trying to screw him over. If you guys remember those years, no. Okay? I wish Bruce Arians was younger when we got him. I think he would have stuck around. Or at least Michael Bidwell didn't piss him off. And Steve Kine didn't piss him off. Maybe he sticks around, but I digress. This franchise has a revolving door head coach. And spoiler alert, maintenance is already already oiling the hinges. Okay? Get ready. It's coming. If the Cardinals miss the postseason for the third straight year under Gannon, and they're going to, it is very likely this era ends, at least hopefully. Ownership does not hesitate to move on, except for ours. If you guys know anything about Michael Bidwell, he's cheap as hell. He's cheap. He does not spend money on elite coaching. He gave Cliff Kingsbury way too much money as a rookie head coach because he was going with the gimmicky Sean McVay garbage, which clearly, they got lucky one year, but they had the personality to run his offense, his kind of style. We didn't. There's that. We enter 2025 with hope, like real, actual hope. And hope without resolution is delusion. And right now, at 3-7, 0-4 in the division, and trending towards another rebuild, inside of a rebuild, like, what are we doing? Everybody but the Cardinals are better in this NFC West. We're searching for this identity while the season slips away. This isn't about one loss. This isn't about injuries. It's not bad luck. Please throw that out there. Get it out of your heads that it's bad luck. It's about a team that was supposed to take the next step and instead fell down 3 flights of stairs and hit every single stair on the way down. Is what it is. So what do I hope happens? I hope Gannon's gone. How do the Giants have the guts to fire Brian Daboll, who had a Coach of the Year award, but we don't get rid of this guy? Come on, man. Come on. We're not serious. We are not serious in Arizona at all. Because Michael Bidwell sure as hell ain't. Right? And the one bright spot in this otherwise miserable Cardinal season, right? Like, the one bright spot that looks really good cannot be happy right now. Because while the Cardinals have dropped 7 of the last 8, while blowouts and breakdowns have become the norm, there's still one guy that we can point to and say, at least we have Trey McBride, right? Here's a real question today. Is simply scoring points and making highlights enough for him? Or is Trey McBride starting to realize that being great on a bad football team isn't a reward? It's prison, right? It's a prison sentence, really. The Cardinals' offense is scoring touchdowns at a decent clip. They're putting up yards, making plays, and a huge part of that, probably the biggest part, is Trey McBride, right? Number 5 in NFL in receptions as of today. Number 3 in touchdowns among tight ends. Borderline unstoppable when he actually gets the ball, right? Week after week, loss after loss, he shows up. 115 yards this past Sunday. 127 the week before that, right? Those are elite numbers, Pro Bowl numbers, all pro caliber numbers. But they're empty calories because we're still getting blown the hell out, right? Why he's dragging the offense by himself. Listen, McBride is humble. He doesn't talk the talk. He lets the tape do his talking. He's not up on the podium taking shots. He's not throwing subtle shade. But his body language, his sideline interactions, his intensity after plays, that's telling a different story. Watch him. Start paying attention to how Trey McBride is moving. Let's not pretend he's thrilled out there. Let's not pretend he's satisfied with moral victories and fantasy football stats. Because lately, Trey McBride has looked like a guy who's done losing. He's chirping at defenders. He's jawing after plays a little bit. He's getting into scuffles a little bit, like the one with the Niners. I forgot the guy's name. The DB last week. He's been flagged. He's been heated. And honestly, good, right? You should be mad as hell when you're one of the best tight ends in football and your team is getting run out of the building every single week. You should be angry when your efforts mean practically nothing on a scoreboard. This is competitiveness. This is leadership boiling over. This is frustration from a guy who refuses to accept mediocrity. Meanwhile, can we say that about Kyler Murray? Can we say that about Jonathan Gannon? McBride doesn't need a camera or a microphone to show how badly he wants to win. Some others do, right? He's not one of those. The saddest part of all this is that we're wasting his breakout season. The offensive line is not protecting. Receivers are not consistent threats enough to give him. Look, when he gets the ball, it's because he had to fight his ass off for it, not because because anybody else took so much attention and he was wide open. He's that good, guys. He is that good, right? Coaching adjustments are borderline non-existent on this team. We've known that all season. The defense puts this team behind the 8 ball before McBride even gets on the field. It's freaking unfair and frustrating, I'm sure. And it's exactly how elite players start feeling like they're stuck. Because at some point, even the most humble athlete asks themselves, what's the point of being unstoppable when my team keeps getting stopped? Right? Cardinals take on Jags in week 12. Week 12. Jesus, I'm all over the place now. This losing's screwing up my brain. I get brain rot out of it. And yes, look, Trey McBride will put up numbers. He always does. You can bookmark 80 to 100 yards right now. You can pencil a touchdown in, maybe 2 if the script allows. But is it enough to matter? Is it enough to change the outcome? Is it going to be enough to lift the roster, drowning in its own issues? That part is up to Jonathan Gannon, Drew Petzing, that clown, and everyone else on the staff. Because the Cardinals don't need Trey McBride to show up. He's going to be there. They need everyone else to show up and match his intensity, match his production, match his fire. Because if not, we're just going to keep circling the drain, and we're going to get a better draft pick and all that garbage. Competitors want to win. F the draft. Forget the draft. We want to win. Plain and simple. I'm a competitor. I don't want to lose. I don't want to compete for draft spots. I want to compete for championships. And we haven't done that since 2008. And that you could say we got lucky doing that, right? This season we'll continue circling the drain, and Trey McBride's greatness will continue to be wasted in box scores instead of wins. Look, McBride isn't just the best player on this offense. He might be the best player in the best tight end in the league. I think he is, right? But he's the emotional center of this team. He keeps you cool, calm, focused, and collected. But he's the example for everybody else. He's a standard. Should be for everybody else. He deserves better than highlight stats and blowout losses. And if the Cardinals want to salvage anything from 2025, they need to start playing with the same edge, the same attitude, the same urgency that Trey McBride brings every single week. Until then, he'll keep dominating. We'll keep losing anyway and wasting his breakout season. And at some point, folks, he's gonna, as great of a guy as he is, as committed as he is to his team and into his craft, as humble as he is, we will get to the point where he goes, hey, get me out of here. I'm good, and I'll hate freaking losing. Right? Everyone keeps talking about Travis Kelce. He's not even having that good of a season. Everybody talks about all the other tight ends. No one's having, in my mind, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I think he's having the best year for a tight end this year. And we're wasting it. Let me know in the comment section below. Are you worried he's going to ask for a trade? Are you worried that our GM, whoever it is going to be next year, even if it's still Monty, you think they're going to be stupid enough to trade him? Let me know. In silly news, and I call it silly because it's hilarious, we need a punter because O'Donnell was not it. Pat O'Donnell's been released by the team, and Blake Gillikin is still on IR with that back injury they had. Yay! And that's all I had for that one, really. The fact that the punting is a talking point for this team tells you how far we've fallen, how bad we really are. And it's hilarious that Gannon and Monty will cut the punter and think, yeah, this will help us improve. And Monty didn't bother doing a damn thing before the trade deadline. I beat with that dude for that. Everybody else was trying to make moves. Every other team was trying. Howie, what's his name? I forget his guy's name, but Howie, the GM for the Philly. That guy just gets it. He gets it. You know why, Monty? He wants to win. I don't know what you want to do, but it ain't fucking winning. At all. Screw it. You know what? Call Justin Tucker, right? And just ban him from all the massage parlors in Phoenix. Dirty MFer. That guy's so gross. So weird. You might as well sign him now. Shoot. All right? Let him be the punter. I know he's a kicker. Trust me. I know he's a kicker. Right? But at this point, what do we got to lose? Let him punt. Screw it. Anyway, that one guy who's the punter, I think he was dropped at the Bills and they cut him when he had that scandal or whatever. I think he's in the league now. Would have been nice to get him, but the punt god guy, whatever his name is. Anyway, I digress. Comments, folks. I finally did it. I'm finally back in the comments here. So let's get comments going here. First one up. All right, what you got, man? Delta Game 870 says, I never liked the hire at all. A day after Super Bowl loss, a bad loss, we hire him. Irked my nerves so bad, and then look at the results. Pack him up. Yeah, he He led the Eagles into dropping, giving up 24 points in the second half to lose against the Chiefs. They had the game won, and he handed it right back. We should have known. We should have known. We should have known. Next one up. Jody Brown. Cardinals continue to make poor choices, stacked upon other poor choices. It reflects in contracts and handed out. Larry Fitzgerald had no business accepting his bloated salary, rarely blocked Pat P, refused to tackle. Many draft picks are bust, so many failures at coach, GM, just a train wreck of Bidwell influence. All right. Aside from the fact that we need some periods and some commas in there, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Every year giving Larry Fitzgerald every $1 million, that was just a respect thing, and the fact that he was like still, even at the later ages, he was still like the franchise guy, still a beloved player. Like the fan base would have destroyed Michael Bidwell if he didn't re-sign him. So I get that. The Pat P stuff, I understand. Totally, I'm with you on that, right? Patrick Peterson just stopped caring because, again, we were losing, right? Trey McBride, hopefully he doesn't do that. But Pat P, yeah, no, I'm with you on that for sure. And yeah, like, some just botched draft picks. Steve Keim has a lot of blame for that one, 100%, right? Monty has done all right. You know what I mean? Walter Nolan, awesome. Will Johnson, bargain. Darius Robinson so far, we're trying to figure that out. I don't know. Zaven Collins was a Keim pick, and he thought he was going to be the next Brian Urlacher. Nah, fam. I'm so glad you gone. Jesus Christ. But, we got to see. If I had to guess, between Gannon, Kyler, and Monty, I think we're going to end up keeping Monty, and the other two are going to go. But we'll see. A couple more here before we call it a day, folks, and let you on your nice, cool Wednesday if you're in the Valley, by the way. Some great weather going on right now. Jody again. Locals need to show their disapproval to Bidwell nonsense. Stop attending stadium games. Bidwell will eventually get the hint. Monty Gannon similar to Wilkes hire. Ooh, good point. Another Dave McGinnis, Dennis Green, Tobin, Mr. Yeah, look. Dennis Green was a solid coach when we picked him up, but he was done. His best years were behind him for sure. So I give it to you on that one. The Wilkes hire, we never give him a chance. And the problem was that guy was trying to discipline the players, and we have a pansy-ass organization that doesn't want to discipline players. Unless they're third stringers, right, Gannon? Third string running backs, right? But you don't say nothing to your franchise quarterback or anybody else. You know what I mean? When did you ever see you smack Kyler in the helmet or in the chest or something? No, never. Not one time. Yeah, good job, Gannon. Dumbass. All right. By the way, I have no problem saying this stuff. I do not care. Like, what are they going to do? You know what I mean? Like, it's just dumb. In fact, all fans should be saying this stuff. Everyone should be loud tagging the Cardinals and everybody else. If Gannon had a freaking social media presence, we'd be tagging the hell out of that too. But anyway, Mark says, great Gannon rant. Send him his what? Yeah, no, I think I went off on that episode for sure. I'm sick of that dude. I'm just done. I'm done. Clean house. I'm with you, 100%. If we could fire the owner, that'd be awesome. It's not gonna happen. Obviously, you guys know. All right. Jay says, how is Gannon still employed? Good question. The Giants fired Dabble with a worst record, and he had a playoff win and a Coach of the Year award. 3 years on the job, and what is there to show for it? What will it take to fire him? Every time we think we are at rock bottom, we find a new rock bottom. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Bidwell doesn't have stones to do it. Bidwell doesn't want to pay an elite head coach, right? Like, there's other names. There's guys out there, like everyone, funny enough, everyone was like, oh, Bill Belichick. No, Bill Belichick's not coming here. He ain't coming here unless he had an established quarterback that he wants, right? See Cam Newton. But, like, if Mike Tomlin got fired, like, a lot of people wouldn't want him. I think he'd be all right, right? But Bill will see him as an elite head coach, and he wouldn't pay him, is what it is. But it's just sad, man. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how Gannon still has a job, but hopefully soon he won't be with us anyway. I'm convinced that football fans only go to Glendale to watch a scrimmage every Sunday. There's no professionalism in the Arizona team, none. I think a scrimmage will be more competitive, more fun to watch. For real. I've seen flag football games more fun to watch than this team. Last one. It seems funny to me since our generational quarterback got hurt. He stands on that injury all game. He doesn't even sit on his throne anymore. Four-man rush is going to get our ass kicked by every team. Rouse is trying to get fired, I guess. Maybe he wants out of here. Who knows? Offensive line sucks. Agreed. That's on Monty. No free agent signings. No draft. 100%. Jacksonville will own us, probably. I wouldn't even take free tickets to any home game. It's not the player's fault. It's on the inexperienced coaching staff. I'm with you on that. Like, the coaching staff's job is to put the players in position to be successful, and they're not doing it at all. In fact, it almost seems like anytime one of our players has any kind of success, doing it on their own. See, Trey McBride. Nobody on the outside is taking any attention away from him. He's busting his ass and doing whatever he has to do to get open. And he gets the ball. If you guys watched last week, I think the first or second catch he caught it in midair because the ball was a little too high, and he got absolutely drilled into the ground. How are you going to last getting hit like that every game? Come on. All right, folks. That will do it for this episode of Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law. Don't forget to hit that sub, hit the bell, hit the like, leave a comment. It's a nice, beautiful Wednesday outside. Go outside, check out that weather, put on a hoodie if you want to, but it is beautiful right now. It's about the most positive thing we have right now in this city, because it ain't the Cardinals. The Suns are doing good. I'll give you that. All right, folks. Catch you guys tomorrow for Thursday's show. You guys are dope. I appreciate every single one of you. Bring your friends. Tell them to hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down low. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. See you guys later, Bird Gang.